Well, when I was thinking about this congregation, I said, hey, we have a lot of really strong women in this congregation. Like, be careful, they'll get you. And that's a great thing. We have a lot of really strong women in this congregation. And that is just, it's always amazing that the majority of the women you meet in Scripture are actually also strong women. The Bible holds them up in great regard. And so I want to express gratitude to the mothers out there today by looking at this story of some very strong women who had such an impact that they actually affected an entire generation of people, if not more. And so I also kind of want to brag on my wife a little bit. This is her first official Mother's Day. And so, man, she's been a rock star. We didn't quite, we kind of knew what to expect, but we didn't really know what to expect. Yeah, she does such a great job. Sleepless nights, drool, she doesn't even notice it anymore, etc. It seems a lot of times where you prove yourself or where things are tough, where you get challenged. And so you get tough women by going through tough times. And so today I want to talk to you about 4 women in the book of Exodus who had to deal with an extremely difficult situation. And I want us to see how their decisions impacted and how God used them to impact really the rest of the world at the time. So let's go ahead and dig in. A little bit of background, Exodus chapter 1. Exodus picks up right where the book of Genesis leaves off. You have Joseph and his brothers in Egypt, the 12 tribes of Israel. And they go over to Egypt because there's a famine. They end up over there where they have food. And then all of a sudden, they just have families there. They just get comfortable there. They sit there in Egypt, and these 12 tribes grow and grow and grow and grow. And so Exodus 1 starts with these families, after a period of 400 years, have grown to the point that Egypt can't hold them anymore. It says that in verse 8, a new king rose over Egypt who did not know Joseph. He said to his people, behold, the people and the sons of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come, let us deal wisely with them, or else they will multiply, and in the event of war, they will join themselves to those who hate us, rise up and depart the land. So a new Pharaoh comes in, doesn't know about this deal, and he says, these people are so big, they're so mighty, there's so many of them, we cannot take them. In fact, they can take us. They are a threat to us, to our entire national security, and we need to do something about that. And so Pharaoh's answer is, I'm just going to enslave them. Yeah, because that worked well. And so the hope is that they will stop reproducing, they will stop having more kids, that they will stop multiplying, and then finally just kind of, that way we can control them. But there's a problem. Verse 12, the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied, the more they spread out, so that they were in dread of the sons of Israel. So they oppress them, they put them in slavery, and then it gets worse. They actually start growing faster. That backfired. And so this threat, is this Pharaoh is very concerned about these people overthrowing him one day. And so as you can imagine, he starts looking for other ways. If slavery didn't work, what is another way that I can control these people? And this leads us to our story today. Verse 15. Then the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives. One of them was named Shiphrah, and the other was named Puah. And he said, when you are helping the Hebrew women to give birth and see them upon the birth stool, if it is a son, then you shall put him to death. But if it is a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt had commanded them, but they let the boys live. So the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said to them, why have you done this thing, and let the boys live? The midwife said to Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are vigorous and give birth before the midwife can get to them. So God was good to the midwives, and the people multiplied and became very mighty. Because the midwives feared God, he established households for them. So, we start by looking at the midwives. There are two midwives here, Shiphrah and Puah. Pharaoh gets this decree, and he says, I'm going to go to the midwives, and I'm going to get them. Whenever they help deliver a baby, I'm going to get them to look and see if this is a male or female baby, and they're going to kill the male babies. And we're just going to do it discreet, under the radar. We're going to do this without anybody noticing, which, if you're a mother, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to notice. But the access is what he's getting at. This helps two birds with one stone. First, it would get rid of the strong population that can fight him. Choke off the males. All right, the idea that Pharaoh has in his head is a bunch of females is easier to contend with. I don't think he's right, but the assumption is they're less likely to rise up. Second, it might force some of the Hebrew women to take Egyptian husbands, and then they'll just slowly, the Hebrew people are no more, they're actually Egyptians. They won't rise up against themselves now. They're us. But look at the issue here. The thinking of Pharaoh is that by going to the midwives to deliver the babies, he can get them to do this under the radar without making a big fuss. In fact, he recognizes that the midwives are the gatekeepers of life. Their job is to make sure that life comes into this world, and that is power. He sees this power for what it is. I can control a whole people group by controlling who makes it to the next generation. The whole next generation will look completely different because I know how to control it. Mothers, your family unit is one of the strongest and most powerful agents of change because you are literally creating the future. What do these midwives decide to do with this? They were told, this is what you're supposed to do. What's their reaction? Rebellion. Look at what they said. It says, verse 17, that the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but to let the boys live. They don't take kindly to this decree. This is like asking a pediatric nurse to start doing abortions. No, I got into this to bring life into the world, not take it out. You want me to take, my job is joyful. You want me to turn it into something awful? You want me to become, I'm a gatekeeper of life. You want me to be an undertaker? No. And so the midwives let the males live. In fact, the wording here is a little bit more forceful. They helped the males live. They didn't just allow it. The wording here in the Hebrew kind of looks a little bit more like, oh, they helped them hide. They gave them provisions. They said, what do you need? There's almost this air of, well, if we can't get there before the child is born, it's just going to take my time. Whoops. And look a little bit more at this. They get called to account here by the Pharaoh. Pharaoh finally, enough time passes by that he kind of goes, they're still growing. What's going on here? So he calls the midwives into account and says, why are you letting the males live? And this answer, their excuse is like one of my favorite things in Scripture, because this is great. They sit there and they say, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women. They are too vigorous and give birth before the midwife can get to them. Is anybody buying that? Like, Shiphrah and Puah find out, their answer is, well, our women are not like your women. They're just too strong. I mean, in fact, they're probably the ones you really should be worried about. Forget the males. Our women are just superhuman. In fact, Egyptian labor is what, 8 hours? We might spend all day in labor. Well, By the time we get to them, they've already hidden the baby, given birth, delivered the baby, and then back to work. Okay. The midwives cannot get there. And so this is really funny to me, because not only are they painting this superhuman, amazing view of these women, but it really is, you should really be scared of our women. You thought we were going to be pushovers. But the midwives saved countless lives with this decision. But look even more, how did God treat this? Because they're committing insurrection by refusing to do this. It says, verse 20, God was good to the midwives, and the people multiplied and became very mighty. They became stronger. Because the midwives feared God, he established households for them. So not only do the people benefit as a whole, but God blesses the midwives and says, hey, I'm going to allow you to have families of your own. It's a belief that most midwives got into the profession because they were barren. I can't take care of my child, so I will take care of yours. And so the idea here is that it is possible that God said, hey, I'm going to bless you as well. You have been great. You have been excellent. You have been awesome. You are saving lives. Good job. Have a family. That brings honor. Now, there's also another reward. It's one not so much explicitly stated. Their names are Shiphrah and Puah. Weird names to us. But look at this. At the very beginning of Scripture, we are still in Exodus. Who so far has been named in Exodus? Joseph and his brothers, the patriarchs. But look at where we are here. We have these midwives, and their names we know. They stand here as a testament forever of what they did as an honor to them. We don't even get Pharaoh's name. We don't even get the Israelite leadership's name. In fact, the next two people we talk about, we don't have their names in this passage. But right here, God is honoring these two midwives for saying, you made a hard decision, and you saved an entire generation. Great job. As the gatekeepers of life, they literally held the future in their hands. But the midwives were instrumental in saving who knows how many. But it's just a precursor to the next two women we will meet. Let's look in verse 22. Then Pharaoh commanded all his people, saying, every son who is born you are to cast into the Nile, and every daughter you are to keep alive. Now a man from the house of Levi went and married a daughter of Levi. The woman conceived and bore a son, and when she saw that he was beautiful, she hid him for 3 months. But when she could hide him no longer, she got him in a wicker basket, covered it with tar and pitch, and put the child into it, and set it among the reeds by the bank of the Nile. His sister stood at a distance to find out what would happen to him. And so now we take this larger picture and we zoom in on this one family. These two, a son and a daughter of Levi, and this mother. Pharaoh's issued this decree. All right, the midwives wouldn't do it, so I'm going to make it open season. Instead of doing it in secret, I'm going to do it out in the open. If you see a male Hebrew child, you throw it into the river. If you couldn't trust the midwives, he'd get bold. He'd make a law. But this daughter of Levi, she hides her son for 3 months. Now, my son is 4 months old. And I don't know how you can hide anything for 3 months. How do you do that? I would like some tips. Not that I want to lose him. He's great. But how do you hide a baby for 3 months? She is awesome. But she says she gets to a point where she can't hide him anymore. And so she makes this wicker basket, covers it with tar and pitch. This thing is basically a floating submarine. She's going to put her baby in it. She wants him to survive. So this thing is not going to sink. And she's putting him among these waters, setting him down by the reeds, nice and gently. It's almost like a boat, an ark. And this strikes me as one of the most Jewish jokes I've ever seen. Pharaoh said, hey, if you have a son, throw him into the Nile. Okay, you never said it couldn't be in a boat. I threw him into the Nile. There you go. He floated. And so she's technically obeying. The thought here is that the baby could be hidden by day and then reclaimed later after the authorities had gone away. So this might have been something that was repeatedly done. But the sister was there watching. Make sure that nothing happens to this kid. Take care of this kid. Make sure nothing happens to this. So here we see a loving mother doing any and everything she can just to care for and protect her son. But then we have an unexpected twist. Verse 5 of chapter 2. The daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe at the Nile, and her maidens walking alongside the Nile. And she saw the basket among the reeds, and sent her maid, and brought it to her. And when she opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the boy was crying. No kid. And she had pity on him, and said, this is one of the Hebrews' children. Then his sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call a nurse for you from the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for you? Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go ahead. So the girl went and called the child's mother. Then Pharaoh's daughter said to her, take this child away and nurse him for me, and I will give you your wages. So the woman took the child and nursed him. The child grew, and she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she named him Moses, and said, because I drew him out of the water. So the last person we meet is another mother, an unlikely mother, the daughter of Pharaoh. She is down just walking by the Nile. The royalty would go down and bathe in the Nile because it was seen as a sacred place, because all the Egyptian gods, there was a god over the Nile. And so they would go bathe in the Nile instead of their own palaces. And so she's down there, walking along the stream with all of her handmaidens, and she sees this floating box over there, this basket floating in the reeds. And so she sends one of her servants and says, go get it. Servant brings it back. Man, there's a crying baby in here. Okay, this is not my kid. What would you do if you found a random kid? I don't know, but you're certainly not just going to put it back, I hope. And so she says, I'm going to adopt this child as my own. It's interesting, she immediately recognizes this is a Hebrew child. Whether it be the way the basket was made, whether it be the way the kid looks, different ethnicity, who knows? Something about this kid screams, this is not an Egyptian. This is a Hebrew child. Might be where she found him. But she says, I am going to take this child. A daughter of Pharaoh is going to be breaking Pharaoh's decree to kill all the Hebrew children. She makes a decision right then and there. No, this one's mine. And without missing a beat, the sister of this little boy, who was watching him, comes running up to her. You want me to go get one of the women, one of the Hebrew women, to nurse this kid for you? Sure, go ahead. That's a good idea. So she goes and gets him mom. This is a scam. This is a racket. I mean, look at what's happening here. She runs up and she's like, hey, I'm going to get you to raise my kid. You're going to pay me to do it. How many of you would love to get paid to raise your own kid? Got some hands over here. Pharaoh's daughter says. She says, I will give you your wages. Take this kid, and when he is ready, you will bring him to me, and I will pay you for it. So this is like the ultimate reward. Not only does her son live, she gets paid to spend more time with him, and she gets to be ensured that he's going to grow up in the royal household. Wow. Just a few days ago, we were looking at this kid getting thrown into the Nile, and here he is, prince. It gets better. He would eventually become one of the greatest leaders that has ever lived on this planet, Moses. Do you know that we wouldn't be at Moses if we didn't have any of these 4 women? In fact, everything from Exodus on. In fact, don't you know it's interesting that Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible? And so, not that I would want to think any other way, but it's possible that without Moses, we wouldn't have had just about any of it. And here they are, right here at the very beginning of Scripture, and they're holding up these 4 women in high honor. Because being a mother is very important. You can control the way that our world goes, the way our world works. You are the gatekeepers of life. The decisions of these 4 women inadvertently saved the entire nation of Israel. Scripture doesn't overlook you. It respects you. It honors you. And that's what we want to do today. May we hold you in high regard.